boosted boars. Yep. But Miracle is 13 and 6 CS to Beastmaster's 10. But
Beastmaster's doing all right for now. I think he lost a couple when he went for a rune maybe, but all in all, this is so far been a pretty even mid lane.
Looks like JuNGz not going to find the opportunity there in the mid lane. Looks like he's changing course. They're going for Moon, who's already very low.
He wants the short kill. Top lane is, well, it's normally a short kill, but Moon's actually back to Fountain. That's where they pressure him too hard. It's you have a gank coming, you don't want to scare off the hero. That's you see that be it in pro games, so especially in pubs where it's like, oh, I have a gank coming, let's start going on this guy, and suddenly you scare him back to Fountain or back to his tower, and it's like, oh, we can't kill him anymore.
But now JuNGz does show himself. Bats out another Ignite for Miracle, which he'll have to regen through. But I agree with you. I mean, it's certainly the best situation is being able to only tantalize him a bit so he stays in lane and you get the kill. Yeah. But I suppose muscling him out from the lane isn't the worst thing ever. It could be almost as, as good as getting the kill. Then he'll have to spend the time walking back to base, spend 100 gold to get a TP if he didn't already have one, and return back to that top lane where Matama Men had been taking that window of time to farm up and get ahead.
And he's still in a good position where he's undetected by this Radiant secret shop, so they can still go in for a kill now that Moon's returned to the lane. He's just going to run and tank in the tower.
He's like, JuNGz, I got 8 armor. I don't care about tower. Running right through. Nice fissure. Catches him on the other side, but he's still going to be able to get the stun and the ignite off. Fly shows up in time with the Grave. But is this Grave going to last long enough? Looks like it will. Yeah. Fly will be there and assist him. Gets the heal up, and Moon will live on, but this is going to be another trip to the base, and this time he will not be able to TP.
Something really important Fly does there is he graves him, but doesn't use the heal until like a millisecond before the grave wears off. He uses the heal, because there's no point healing. You're going to have to grave him regardless, so you just grave and then save the heal for the last possible second, because if PA throws a dagger right as the grave's wearing off, your Earthshaker dies unless that heal is there. So it's just good dazzle play coming out from Fly, something that a lot of people maybe don't notice, but worth pointing out.
And then back at mid lane, what started as, a respectable trade between two mid laners. Miracle suddenly at 32 and 9 CS to Beastmaster's 19. Probably part of the reason why we see JuNGz back at this mid lane a bit. Looking to assist this Beastmaster. And for the Shadow Fiend, doesn't have any stacks built up on the side. Doesn't really seem too necessary at this point. And then another intriguing thing to me is just how this is going to work on bottom lane with this, what looks like for now, solo off-lane Omni Knight. Typically his worst part of the game is his laning phase.
He's got levels. He's level 5, so this has been a successful offlane. Compare that to the Earthshaker, he's not even level 3 yet.
Yeah.
This has been fantastic. Not only has he got levels, he's got money. He's got a boots bottle and a magic stick. He's farming decently. Like 14 CS, not to mention a double kill to start things off. This has been a great offlane for Omni Knight. He's, like you say, survived the toughest part of the game, which is his laning stage.
Starting off the game with that sweet little double kill certainly helps out.
Yep. Now he's got a gank coming his way. He'll be able to secure a rune and then head back towards bottom with hopefully like a haste or an invis. Just gonna be a bounty rune, but even so, he offers a lot to his team who are smoked up.
They both got both runes. An illusion rune that is going to be bottled up there for Beastmaster.
Oh, they're going to run into the smoke. They want to go for no tail though.
Yeah, they're committing in for the Ember. They got it. They made it look easy with the follow-up with the Dragon Slave. Now they're looking to pressure crit. Oh, they decide not to go in too deep. Rotations could come after all. Fly even does have a TP on hand. Even
so does Moon on Shaker, who's always a dangerous TP. But so now Matama Man's getting aggressive at top on.
Oh, he's going to commit in. Goes with the blink. Moon turns it around.
Totem level fissure. 3 Shaker. He's in trouble.
Secondary dagger, and
double
he gets the crit. You got to be kidding me.
Crit on the dagger, then crit on the right click. That was
what a wonderful
unfortunate.
Life. Moon will drop 5JuNGz up 4-1 now. Tremendous lead. And Big Daddy taking down twice total. Pops the Flame Guard as the Ignite comes in. But there is a lot of pressure. And he is not going to be able to safely farm. He's another hero where typically at his weakest in the early laning stage if there is pressure. It's one of those heroes that a lot of people say, you take him out from the start, the recovery path is going to be a long one, and now they're looking for crit. Lead it in with the stun. They are going to be able to get the Grave off here, and it looks like 5JuNGz will have to let that support go.
Miss Dragon Slave, I don't think it was going to matter. I think he was going to live regardless with that. And Mind Control has about enough money for Arcane Boots, which I think is going to be his next pickup. And suddenly, you've got a level 6 Omni with Arcane Boots who can just spam Purification and dominate this bottom lane. That's where I think they'll leave the Ogre, Lina, or at least one of the two down here constantly, because there's so much kill potential coming out from this lane with the Arcane Boots.
And that's what they want. I mean, you could tell by his build up here. Committing now for the second point in Degen Aura means that they are looking to make chase. Typically at level 1, level 2, Degen Aura is not that great. It's not until it gets to that level 3 point when you see a significant difference from the 18 to the 26%. So stepping off and away from Repel, can you get the idea? And look at this. Roar,
easy
flies
rune.
out, and it's for a rune. He's like, get away from my rune!
Not how you normally want to use your first Roar, but his team don't really need him. Like I feel like Beastmaster rotating bottom is almost overkill in some ways. So, while not a good use of Roar by any means, it's not like it's a Queen of Pain Sonic Wave cooldown where it's like, okay, 2 minutes without Queen of Pain Sonic Wave is a big deal. A minute without Roar, they can cope with that. Both bottom and top lane are going great.
This is unfortunate timing. Fly TPs to go help out Moon, which leaves Big Daddy alone just as a gank is getting ready to come in. They're feeling
not
frisky
6 as well. No Remnant.
They're creeping forward, and they know he's not level 6, so they're like, maybe we'll get this nice little kill.
He'll get 6 from this siege creep, maybe.
Or pings. JuNGz is going in. Big Daddy's looking to go out. Oh, can they get the vision? They can. Stunned. Denied. Here comes Kuro, and wow, so much damage coming out from mind control with that pure damage heal. The Ember Spirit going to be going down once more. Big Daddy now 0 and 3 on his Ember Spirit.
Yeah, this is a fantastic offlane for 5JuNGz. It's just gotten so much done. No-Tail has been pressured heavily. We saw this a bit yesterday. It doesn't necessarily phase Monkey Business. Yesterday was when he was on the Bloodseek, where he even played more of a utility and just space creator for his team. As long as Miracle's doing well, this team doesn't seem to get two-faced, and his time in the mid lane has just been incredible. He's sitting on 74 CS at 9 minutes in. He's well ahead of anyone as far as farm goes, although 5JuNGz are making up for that elsewhere by taking an early tier 1 tower.
How should the Shadow Fiend decide to invest this wealth to like pull his team back, as top and bottom is not going well at all? If he's the only thing going good and they get ready to approach the mid game, how can he help turn this around?
I don't think he wants to go for a mech build just because he's kind of the main carry for the team this game. You can still go mech and then transition into the BKB, Skadi, SMY, whatever it may be, but I think more likely we see a straight, like, bigger item come out, be it a SMY or even a Yule Scepter possibly from Miracle. Could be a Rush Blink if he feels like he needs to actually help his team out. A first item Blink is something kind of old school on Shadow Fiend, but something with a lot of potential as far as the mobility it gives you to fight around these stuns. Because if you get caught by a Roar or an Ogre stun, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I'm curious if he thinks about that at all. If it's like, oh, I'd go BKB, but they got that Roar. I mean, even late game Lina could get nags. It's Kuro after all. He'll know how to find the farm, and that could deter his build a bit. So that's why I start to naturally think that maybe SMY and like some sort of standard damage build up. Maybe even Helm of the Dominator. Who knows?
Yeah, Helm of the Dominator is it's a great farming item. We saw that from was it UR in the BT, like in the Americas tournament, where there was a game where he'd just farm insane amounts with Helm of the Dominator. Would help him Roche, would help him jungle. You'd never have to heal up.
You can take over a catapult now, and have the ultimate sieging creep. That'd be neat.
Not bad.
It's buffed up a little bit, but bottom lane, they want again to go on this. Oh my goodness! Half of his life gone from one casual heal on the creep.
He doesn't care about
Doesn't
Flame
care
God.
though. He's gonna heal up, keep fighting. Eats a casual stun, which his Flame God will soak up. The heal does so much work. Look at him. Oh, he still goes down from the Ignite burn. Oh, that is unfortunate. Big Daddy goes down again. These knuckleheads here are doing so much work for the team. JuNGz in mind control. The pressure is on. Now Ember is just continuing to get neutered this game. 2,500 gold still hold for Miracle. We continue to look to see what the response is going to be to pull it back. Moon as well, eating daggers all day. Does manage to put together his level 6, but mid lane, a breakout occurs. Cooler committing on in. They're going to get the grab on the Miracle, lead in with his stun. And Big Daddy, who engages, is already going to have to retreat away from the trouble. 5JuNGz go right for the tier 1.
And they've got 5 here.
But they don't have Miracle, who's been pretty much their only real damage at this point. They might be able to get the connection here for JuNGz, but this Ogre is really beefy. And now healed right back up.
No tier 1 tower, and still not in deny range as well, but they do need to be a bit careful with Miracle respawning soon on the Shadow Fiend. He can easily TP in and provide that Shadow Race support. to help his team take a fight. And he seems even unsure himself what to buy. He's sitting on 2.5k gold. Whatever item it is, he could have either bought it by now or bought a piece for it. So it definitely suggests he's not really sure what the ideal item for this scenario is. And I don't think it's really clear what one item is going to be best right now for Shadow Fiend. It really depends on if his team start winning some fights, then he can go for something more offensive. If his team keep on struggling, then he needs to go like a BKB type build or an SMY. And BKB is still good even with the Raw going through because of how much nuke damage there is elsewhere.
And 5JuNGz continue to just kind of be in the face of monkey business here. They've planted very deep wards, both across any entrance to the jungle. So they'll know if they try to just find a safe spot to farm. So it's either you commit into a lane by yourself and, you know, risk it like Big Daddy is on bottom, or you go like what they do top lane, you move as a group. Looks like they're looking for a setup, but they're not going to find one here.
No tail bottom speed.
Or you go into the jungle, and yeah, this is what happens when you try to go out on your own, away from your friends.
Just a straight up Raw into chain stun. They didn't even need to chain stun perfectly. Didn't actually have a remnant up, which made that play even greedier from No Tail. Farming that deep without a defensive remnant to escape to. Not that it would have mattered, but it's a kind of really shows the position monkey business are in right now, where there's just nowhere safe for them to farm. Map control so heavily favoring 5JuNGz, and so much of that comes back to the Beastmaster pick. His Hawk usage combined with these deep wards has prevented anything from monkey business on the map to be able to get farmed.
And the item for Miracle is a Shadow Blade.
Okay.
On the Shadow Fiend. Is this the item, gods?
It's an item which very much will get you. You need to make that first use of it big. I think it's kind of like that blink on that right away. You want to hide it, make a big play, hit a huge Requiem. He's got max souls in 2 creep kills. He wants to instantly blow someone up because as soon as it's scouted, I imagine we see a gem. Beastmaster is just a natural gem carrier. Omni Knight's a great gem carrier.
Oh, God.
If I'm 5JuNGz and I see the Shadow Blade, I'm picking up a gem instantly. So they're going to group up as 5 and look to use this as a surprise item to catch 5JuNGz by surprise, because it's not the item right now for this situation. It's not defensive. It doesn't really do a whole lot. All it gives you is that one big fight where you can try and do something which 5JuNGz aren't ready for.
Yeah. Monkey business will continue to pressure out this top lane, but what we saw previous to that was again Big Daddy trying to go to the bottom. This time he had the safety remnant and was forced to use it the second he pretty much got to the farm. So the struggle continues for this Ember Spirit to come back on the recovery path.
Oh, he walks into a sentry ward. Oh, it's been scouted. That's actually terrible for monkey business. That was very much an item that they wanted to keep secret and have been prevented from doing so. And meanwhile, it's a T1 top tower for Roshan. Classic trade, heavily favoring the Dire side, and with an Aegis on PA, Matumba Man can get very aggressive.
And the bloodlust starts coming out. That means the crits are going to come that much faster. How did JuNGz decide to level up? Okay, he went 2-2-1. Some ogres, you know, we've seen put more value into the Ignite for just more potential damage. Some lately have been putting more into Bloodlust because of its recent buff. For now, though, it's 5JuNGz on the move here, and it looks like they're not going to get the catch. The business already out the back door. Looks like they will make a safety retreat.
And the one lane still with the tier 1 tower is top, so it looks like 5JuNGz say, there's the most monetary gain to be had at this top lane if we take a tier 1 as well as a tier 2, and they can push out some of these other lanes while doing so. An Invis Rune on Beastmaster gets scouted by a sentry, so I don't think he should.
See it?
Yeah, they pinged him out. Someone pinged him out. He like walked past the creep wave by the sentry, so yeah, he realizes what's going on.
Looks like I'll just head into the woods. Drop out some extra vision, of course, here.
Oh man, this dire Observer Ward vision is just insane.
JuNGz dropped that one right there recently, and we look over their vision, and it's pretty good. They'll maintain intel for the bottom lane on who's coming in and out, as they'll see Miracles depart from that, who's hanging around the mid, and you can obviously do by deduction who's left over, possibly heading up top. And, well, at least they'll start out some dewarding here. But Fly will continue to hold this smoke. I figured they might have stepped back and gone for a smoke play, but they sentryed to make sure it was safe. They saw the ward, and it looks like they'll have to hold out the smoke for a little while. And Miracle is building into what looks like a BKB next. He has Ogre Club already set into his stash. But, you know, like I said before, we'll have to be careful, Beastmaster Roar, don't care about no BKB.
Yeah. Tremendous amount of nuke damage on this dire side, which still makes it a worthwhile pickup and something where the Beastmaster will very much want to Blink Dagger as his next item to be able to Blink Roar and catch the SF before that BKB comes out to allow the rest of his team to just damage dump on a Shadow Fiend, kill off Miracle before he can use the BKB.
Mid lane now, Matama Man dancing around with him a bit. Went with an SMY build up on his PA. First time I've seen that this patch. And we'll just continue to jab at Big Daddy. I believe you will get a Sage proc on this dagger too if it does. Yeah, it does happen. The extra bit of slow, right? That's pretty crazy.
Little application for the item.
And Moon. Is that a good turning point for Monkey Business if Moon can get a Blink Dagger together?
It gives them a much better team fight to be able to catch out some of the key heroes in the back lines. Like, if you can get the Omni Knight, it makes the team fight so much easier. Similar to Lina. Lina's one of those heroes who is, as the 5 position support, very squishy, but actually dishes out a lot of damage. If Lina gets ignored on the back lines, you're looking at LSA Dragon Slave combo going out with a Laguna Blade. That's an instant kill in itself. Not to mention a secondary LSA in the team fights and AoE stun, so you don't just want to give Lina all the space in the world to cast all her spells in a team fight if possible, and that's where a Blink on Earthshaker can really help you out. So Moon's been farming by himself for some time in top lane, but now with it pushed out is struggling to continue to find that farm. And
oh, Roar out onto Fly here with the Necro Book at level 3. This Dazzle is gone. Axes are going to be stolen, not the Roar. Crit tries to go for it. Comes up a bit short, eats a lot of damage from this Ignite, and Jarek's looking for the final blow. Not going to get the multi on that one, but it will force Big Daddy to retreat.
Top lane, by the way,
lane.
Miracle and Kuro having a bit of a dance-off. They're both teeping out on 100 HP.
Oh, Beastmaster showed up a bit late. Bottom, Matama Man commits on in, is going to get the finish onto Crit, and this will allow for 5JuNGz to go ahead and grab this tier 2. Yeah. Secured move for them.
Top lane was a really nice play by Kuro. He baited the Shadow Fiend in, used his magic wand charge to survive the long raise, and then Miracle's like, okay, I want to try stick around, get this kill. Got comboed under the tower, almost went down, but neither player would have ended up dying. It was kind of a funny little... Kuro baits him in, but can't quite kill him with enough damage. Not enough damage.
A smoke move from Monkey Business. They'll head all the way through to the top. Oh. They have their ward down.
It's so not a BKB for Miracle, by the way.
Beastmaster here. Yeah, I saw that before. He was going Sage.
He's getting the Silver Edge. He wants to be able to deal with that PA evasion and crit.
PA commits in. Has the vision. Not getting very much luck with the crit. They are able to get a takedown top lane as Beastmaster does get dropped, but we'll keep action here. Miracle gonna get saved up. Crit gets the lift off. Grave onto Miracle. Crit gets a heal that he's stolen. And they're going to be fine. They step back and away, and it's actually going to be Monkey Business with the better trade. And what feels like the first time this game, they're going to be able to get the Beastmaster down with that gank.
And that's Earthshaker getting a bit of assist money there, so it gets Moon a little bit closer to the Blink Dagger. Just 100 gold short now, so that's going to be up before any kind of a high ground push comes out of 5JuNGz, who have managed, with the ages, to only get the tier 2 bottom tower. They didn't really find any amazing team fights. They only found the one tier 2. They are still getting the better farm across the board. They've got 3 of the top 4 heroes in terms of net worth, and then there's a big drop-off before the Ember Spirit.
They're thinking about going on Matama Man. They lead in, slide of fist, pull back from crit. Props the repel from mind control from Matama Man here. The nice thing about getting that Omni on your team, especially with this PA, makes for easy blink and heal bomb, and of course the free BKB with that repel. And it looks like they'll just kind of diffuse the situation a bit and step back and away here. So, Monkey Business, not quite on life support like they were before. There's definitely a pulse, but there's still a lot of coverage to be had, especially for Big Daddy on this Ember. For Miracle, Silver Edge now done. Very curious to see what kind of use he can make out of it here. This is very new. You don't see a lot of Shadow Fiend straight to Silver Edge. Yeah, I'm curious to see if the payoff is going to be worth it.
Well, PA's got a Basher now, so it gets another fighting item here. So even with being able to deal with the PA evasion, it feels like SF without a BKB, like in a 5v5 still heavily favors 5JuNGz. Not to mention PA is going to have an Omni Knight GA to back him up.
Oh, this could be a beautiful bait, and it is. Yeah. They had Big Daddy in lane. Sure enough, the Beastmaster comes out, shows himself with the Primal Roar, but the trap had been sprung. Moon shows off his new Blink Dagger, leads in with an Echo, and they're going to get the kill on the Beastmaster.
They get some Necrobook farm as well, which is always handy at this stage. Level 3 Necrobooks give a decent amount of money and experience, so... Nice little turnaround, even though it's an Echo Slam for 1 hero kill. It's exactly the kind of plays that Monkey Business need to keep on finding. If they can just get 1 kill at a time, even if it's a Requiem, even if it's an Echo just for those single kills, it's well worth it.
Look to Kuro. Kuro going straight to the Ags on his Lina, not stepping off for a Yules. Or unless it's a, reliable point booster. But we'll see. Lift on the Matama Man. Requiem to fly. See you later. They're going to annihilate Mind Control, delete it out of the game, and the follow-up onto Matumba Man. Monkey Business are alive and well. This is 3 straight pickoffs, all going well. Yeah. Beastmaster top 2 different times, and now a successful takedown of Mind Control and Matumba Man.
And a lot of it's come from Moon. This Earthshaker's just been in the right place. That Fissure there, catching both, was perfect. Prevented Omni from getting a Repel or a GA off. The Requiem from the SF just destroyed Omni, and then PA has no protection whatsoever. So, great play and positioning from Moon. It was the same story at top lane with the Blink Echo Slam, so... He's been the playmaker for this team, giving them these big team fights, and
got the chains on the Kuro. Dazzle dishes out the weave, and they're going to get the last hit. Easy Lina pick right there. And Moon hates birds. Blinks back in. We'll get the kill onto that one with the extra bit of gold, and this is all starting to come together pretty nicely for Monkey Business. Look at the items continue here. Miracle getting the hammer now, so that could be the BKB in store for us. Big Daddy gets a lot of recovery farm he needed from the start of this game, so the components of that Battle Fury are starting to come together. He's got the Perseverance already done, and nearly 1,400 gold as he'll take his business bottom. Does this put this game at pretty much back to square even? It looks like it here.
Feels close. A huge gold swing. It was a 10,000 net worth advantage for 5JuNGz, and we're looking at only about 3,000 at the moment, and momentum heavily favoring Monkey Business right now, while they may be a little bit behind on farm. 5JuNGz have completely lost control. Beastmaster's picked up a gem now. I feel like this is something they maybe should have opted for 3 to 5 minutes ago, just to take out any Monkey Business wards as well as have the answer for the Silver Edge.
Lead in Roar for Big Daddy here, and they got the damage. With the help from Matama Man, it's an easy blink setup, and the Ember will go down.
It's again, the Hulk usage from the stand-in has been on point. It's always over the trees. The Hawks don't often get scouted out. They're just sitting above the tree spot, scouting out these Monkey Business heroes farming, and it's going to lead into a Roshan as well. So this puts 5JuNGz still ahead. Like with that pick off on a Roshan, they're the ones still in control right now, but it's no way near as big a lead as they once had.
So now with a Roche to come their way and an easy Aegis grab, and then while we await for our AK Miracle to get back into the game, what is going to be crucial here? So I said before, Moon being able to get the Blink Dagger could help him out a lot. Looks like it's done some serious work for him so far. Where is the next step here?
By the way, we apparently missed it, but it is Fata playing on a Smurf.
Okay.
I just some kind people said so.
All right. Well,
while I was reconnecting, apparently it was asked in game, and they said something. So
okay, fair enough. Well, that makes things. That makes
I'm about to say
the
Beastmaster play has been damn good.
He knows how to play Beastmaster.
I was watching this. I was like, if they picked a stand-in just to play Beastmaster, if this isn't Fata, but it's good to know it's actually him. But unfortunate that we have to deal with players not using their actual nicknames.
Well, I'm gonna call him Cooler then.
Yeah,
just to keep at it. Oh well, it looks like Aegis is in store. I haven't been able to see too much crazy work with this Silver Edge yet, and he builds into a BKB. It feels like more time is needed here for Monkey Business. They make these trades. It feels like it's not for them to really end up being back on top, but to compute it, maybe to stall things out. Would you feel like that could be the case and Monkey Business has a more superior late game with an Ember and a Shadow Fiend on their side? And then, of course, you always have your Earthshaker. Or do the 5JuNGz have it? It's pretty much a single core with this PA, with the benefit of a seriously good lockdown support staff and a Omni who has that Guardian Angel.
Yeah, the Guardian Angel is such a good late game tool to have, and the overall lockdown and control across the board for 5JuNGz is really potent. Got Ogre multicasting away Beastmaster Roar, Lina Lightstrike Array. Still not convinced though that they've got the late game. On the Radiant side, defensive weaves in the late game can help negate a lot of the PA damage. And Shadow Fiend and Ember Spirit are just going to be a bit more mobile around the map. They can split push. They can just kind of poke and then just back off quickly. They've got good ways to kind of get covered as well. You've got the Earthshaker Fissure, the Rubik as well with Telekinesis and a Blink Dagger. So very much a game of execution in the late game. I don't think one team has the clearly better late game carries that's going to take them ahead of the other. So be curious to see. I think 5JuNGz heroes like Ogre and Lina can sometimes struggle a bit in the late game because they're very single target focused, and their team fight contribution, while it can be impressive if you're multicasting away or hitting your combo as a Lina, these heroes are very vulnerable. They don't have good defensive capabilities compared to a Dazzle or a Rubik. So maybe even giving Monkey Business a slight edge in the late game.
With 5JuNGz having this Omni Knight, and we see this a lot from any standard Omni Knight pickup, to deal with him going for a Diffusal, is that something that Monkey Business are going to have to consider at some point? Could the Guardian Angel be that much of a problem, or even the Repel? And they don't have a typical Diffusal candidate. Seems to be the problem, unless, you know, Miracle decides to go for one. Or do you think they'll be able to make do without?
Unless they feel they can really kite it back and then just disengage and then re-engage when it wears off, they will need a Diffusal. They've got an Aurat lineup for that with Ember Spirit. Shadow Fiend with a Silver Edge can use that to disengage. Oh, the dagger gets the bash on fly.
Oh, man. Thank you, Ice Frog.
Bash? Okay.
Oh.
I was about to say, is he not going to get a bash after that? He got the dagger bash, and then he hit like 5 times on Phantom Strike without a bash. He almost RNG'd his way out of there. And, well, you asked Diffusal. Here it is. Moon buys one.
Earthshaker Diffusal, a classic.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was needed. And even though we haven't really seen... I don't even know if I've seen a Guardian Angel yet this game, let alone a very effective one that has, you know, caused concern for Monkey Business to have to get the Shadow Blade. They're already well and prepared. And it's going to be interesting to see if that's going to be something that can throw 5JuNGz off. If Moon stays in the dark, away from vision of the birds and all the scouting potential 5JuNGz have, this could throw them off. They could fight and think that they're confidently going to be able to hide behind some sort of crazy Repel or Guardian Angel, only to be, you know, in for a rude awakening.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if Matumba Man looks to respond to the Diffusal, like getting something like a Linken's. With the Linken's Repel, you can't diffuse it off unless you want to use two. I guess the Diffusal now has zero cooldown, so you actually can double diffuse. So I can't take that back.
Then you Lotus Orb.
Yeah,
you'll force diffuse yourself, I guess.
He'll quickly run out of Diffusal charges there, but hey, that's what it's there for. Like even if you have to use 2. Oh, nice reaction. They did see crit.
Crit's like, I can't do this. Blink. Oh, we can't blink though. Blink.
No vision.
And he's gone.
Mimo top. They've gone in. No tail. Got very low there against the PA. They know that Matumba Man's alone, so he's already backed off. No tail actually went running back in on low HP because he's trying to bait in Matumba Man. If they can kill him twice, that'd be fantastic. And if they kill him once, they're killing him a second time. There's no support around for the PA.
Yeah.
They're still hunting. Moon's nearby with an Echo Slam available.
The rest
of Matumba Man's gone in.
But Matumba Man gets caught with that Fissure. Follow up, Enchant Totem. Poison Touch.
They didn't have they needed that third hero. Dazzle, Earthshaker do not have the kill potential necessary to bring down the PA, but these two do. SF.
Boom!
Line up the Requiem. He's got no BKB.
Here it comes.
Gonna
Will
fly.
he time it out? The delete. Waiting. 1, 2. Boom! With the Fissure help, it locks him in place. And then everyone shows up. Moon's going to get there right in the front. And they will take down Matumba Man.
Yeah. That was good. They'd seen all 4 heroes bottom lane going for those 2 kills. Then they were swinging through the jungle towards mid. Monkey Business knew PA was entirely alone without a BKB, which means you find him, you kill him once, the second kill is easy peasy.
You would think after losing Matumba Man, maybe 5JuNGz want to let up a bit, but they are looking for a trade. They have the Necro book out, and they are going to start poking at this tier 2 a bit, seeing if they can force Monkey Business out from the dark. They're hanging around up at this top lane still, and look at this. They're going to smoke and possibly look to set up a flank play or catch 5JuNGz on the way out. Mind control with his mech, heals everyone up, still holds his Guardian Angel. Recently did pick up that Blink Dagger. Could get in a good position. Miracle shows up. Oh man, he just knocks out Kuro and then follows it up with a big takedown to Mind Control. That was swift. Miracle just really flexing off his hard hit.
Yeah. That was, again, another really just clever move coming out from 5JuNGz, coming out from Monkey Business, sorry. They just knew the positioning. Despite the fact that 5JuNGz have the vision advantage, they're showing too many heroes on that. They're making their movements around the map too easy to read. First it was bottom lane. I guess if bottom lane they succeed with the blink roll, then it's a completely different story. But the fact that they avoid that gank and then they just move so in plain sight towards the mid lane led to the PA double kill. Then right there, they're grouped up as 4, pushing the mid lane. They're giving too much information to Monkey Business and just think that because they have these deep wards, they can use that to their advantage. But Monkey Business are just... They're coming from behind. Those wards don't scout out Monkey Business when they're coming in from behind like that. So 5JuNGz need to be careful and need to fight around the PA, who now has a BKB as well. So this will help out a lot more should the 5v5 engagement happen.
Yeah, I would imagine that from here on out, the 5JuNGz playstyle may begin to shift a bit. They're still all coming together, though. They're gearing up for a smoke. It doesn't look like they have any on hand. They're just going to venture back down and below and start working through the Monkey Business woods. Who is more pressed, though, to push for these objectives? I know we already tried to make a bit of an argument on who has the more superior late game, but it just continues to feel like 5JuNGz are looking to push the tempo here. Even after being brought down a couple of times, they're not afraid to push past the river and start looking for new opportunities.
They want to use their map vision superiority to get them kills, to get them towers where possible. They're not concerned about, like, oh, we've got to push and win this game by X amount of time, but very much when you've got a Beastmaster on your team, you've got a gem, you want to be playing deep on the map and constantly knowing where your opponents are. And as soon as someone splits away from the team, you want to jump on them and get kills. But they're on the Radiant side of the map, and this top lane is in a disastrous position for them. They've got to get back. I hope they all have TPs. It looks like a couple are missing. No Lina, no Beastmaster. Okay, they've got 3 TPs, and they may need to... I guess it's not being pushed out just yet. Monkey Business unsure of where 5JuNGz are on the map and don't go for it.
Yeah, 5JuNGz, it looked like they knew a smoke was there, and they were hoping that they were going to head into their own woods and they would spot out the smoke from the high ground vision, but they took their adventure up to the top lane. And as you said, it was in a very far forward position, but maybe just Monkey Business being a bit too concerned. Where are the 5JuNGz at? They don't want to be committing in too quickly. Scout out a bird, quickly take it out. 5JuNGz, though, continue to prowl. They're smoked. They're hustling here. Are they going to get the catch?
They headed the wrong way. They think they backed off, but they actually stuck around. They now come the TPs, and it looks like No Tail, Remnant. Oh, he's Remnant to the wrong one.
Oh no, he shows up right next to the Fata Beastmaster, which means an easy Primal Roar and an easy takedown. Ember Spirit, see you later.
Yep.
Moon's still here, but he obviously has a place to hide. Solid takedown.
Not a big worry about them like taking more than potentially a tier 2 tower up top. I don't think they can really push high ground right now, but they are charging forward. Very close to Miracle here in the jungle.
Do they have detection ready? Oh, they drop a sentry right on him. And they'll see it. Secondary sentry is handy. Grave comes out from Fly. Meanwhile, Beastmaster is to go down. Moon Meander got that kill in the top lane, but as you see here, Miracle going to be the exchanging blow. So we go up and above. I've just Moon patiently waiting on the side. Looked like he popped in for a quick echo.
Gem steal too.
Down. The gem was taken away, but here come 5JuNGz.
And no echo slam. That actually, as much as it's a great kill on the Beastmaster, it puts your team in a position where you've got to defend high ground without echo. And SF is not going to have souls. He can buy back, which is expensive in itself and already a win for 5JuNGz at that point.
They still know Moon is there. They had the vision with the bird. They now know he TP'd out. But this tier 3 is gone. Unfortunate timing right there, as you said. It's a great opportunity for Moon to get the pick and get the gem, but this means that they've lost a tier 3, and it was either lose the tier 3 or force Miracle to spend money I know he doesn't want to have to spend on a buyback to come back and defend. So
not getting the Rex means holding on to the buyback, definitely the right move there. And problem's going to be 5JuNGz now. For the third time, we'll get a safe, free, easy Roshan. I don't see Monkey Business contesting this one. As mentioned, SF without souls and just map control heavily favoring 5JuNGz.
Yerix completes his 4 staff, and I'm saving a pretty penny for now. Probably going to be going for an Agnum's thereafter. And look at this. Solar Crest done. I don't know if it was talked about here for Fata and his Beastmaster. Definitely makes Roche a bit easier and does a lot of work against the Shadow Fiend, who, as we know, does not have anything close to an MKB. Or could even, I guess, assist the PA even more. Overall, solid item grab.
A lot of armor against the SF, and I mean, if SF, I think he will still need to build MKB on top of the Silver Edge. I think Silver Edge alone will not be enough. The duration just doesn't cut it, and there are ways of dealing with it for the 5JuNGz side.
Young, creep on through here. Not going to be finding anyone out. Still always manage to get down these very deep wards. I didn't even see them creep in there and put them down, but they recognize that monkey business, not anywhere towards the bottom. They're not mid after they do the sweep. Got to be a top lane. So 5JuNGz start heading up that direction. Could see a bit of cross here. Yeah, fly out in front. But the bird will scout him. And once they detect that, monkey business do pull back. But that moment, a force forward, a blink in. They're going to get the roar onto fly. Laguna, Dragon Slave. Okay, Dazzle is gone. A couple of ults committed just to take down a Dazzle, which isn't probably the best thing that 5JuNGz wanted. But it's a pick after all. And it forces monkey business back into adventure elsewhere.
Yep. So they'll push out their lane. Still didn't go for the Roshan just yet. I think they're not in a rush to get Rosh. They're the ones who kind of control that side of that area of the map. And I mean, especially the Radiant jungle has been dominated by 5JuNGz. And that's where I think Fly got a bit caught by surprise there, because for the most part 5JuNGz have not been headed towards their own jungle and looking for pickoffs. It's been very much setting up shop in the Radiant jungle, putting down deep wards, controlling the Rosh and bottom side of the map. So this is the first time we really see them make a big commitment towards top. So Fly gets a bit caught by surprise, but delays the Roshan. But at the same time, I think 5JuNGz are very much waiting for their core items before they want to grab the Aegis and Cheese and go for a high ground kind of play. PA will have an Abyssal Blade coming soon, it looks like, with 3.6k gold saved up,
money.
Which will definitely help prevent the BKB Requiem coming out from SF. You don't have to entirely rely on hitting a bash.
Any other big items that need to be brought in to help put... I mean, there's Luxury, of course. You can get a Refresher maybe on this Omni Knight if you really want to be spicy, or an Agdams, let's say, if you feel like he might not be able to
Ogre's
get close.
Building an Ags, which I mean, it's definitely
Ogre.
a big upgrade to his damage output, but I don't...
essential, though.
No, I think the one nice item they'll get soon is probably the Beast. Oh, he's got the Blink deck. What am I talking about? I saw the Solar Crest. So he's got the Blink. Yeah, they're pretty much where they need to be. Like, for this state of the game, there's no one item they're desperately waiting for. They can get a lot stronger. Like, Beastmaster builds either a Vlad's or an AC, starts piling on some more auras, or a Refresher Orb. Omni Knight with 2.5k gold, we'll see where he looks to go. I wonder, we mentioned the Refresher. I feel like that's actually not a bad idea. It's in some ways better than the Ags.
You don't need an Ags because he has a blink already, so
Yeah.
being out of position isn't a big concern.
Ags duration only increases by 2 seconds, so Refresh is a lot longer Guardian Angel application.
Yeah,
And
it's kind of the same with,
theoretically,
like, Silencer.
if it gets purged off, you just can recast it early. If it's a core hero like PA who's about to die because of a diffusal purges off GA, you just instantly recast it and stack them if you have to. So
would have to be concerned a bit about the mana. We'll have the double arcanes, but outside that, it's like you could go mana starved very, very fast.
Other items for Omni which are nice is items like Shiva's Guard, if he wants to go for like another utility item.
Yeah.
I don't think Lotus Orb this game, not too necessary.
I mean, their team could use something like an AC if he needs to be the person. I mean, it would help to have the armor for his team.
I think Beastmaster is the natural just aura carrier here.
Yeah.
The only other item Beastmaster wouldn't get that's not like a Vlad's AC, Shiva's type item would be a Hex if they feel they need a Hex.
Yeah. Probably needs to get a boot to travel as well at some point if he wants to be able to even use his own critters to show up to action.
So very even opening game in this best of 3 series. It was once 5JuNGz kind of controlling things, but
significantly. Remember, Big Daddy was like, what, down to 0-4-0-5 at some point? Got everything he wanted there. Moon was constantly being put in check as well. So that's 2 lanes going on. Miracle mid lane, I mean, yeah, he was winning the CS game, but it's not like he was getting any pickoffs or kills, and, you know, Fata was certainly holding his own.
2 of the 3 lanes were stomped.
So where was that infamous tipping point then that kind of got monkey business really back into the game?
It was, I think, the double kill around the mid lane in that jungle area where Moon hit the 2-hero fissure, SF popped the Requiem and killed they killed the Omni Knight and the PA. It was right after they got a kill top with the Earthshaker and Ember as well. So that was very much like they just found 4 or 5 pickoffs in a row and slowed down 5JuNGz momentum. So that was a big point. And then very much so that big smoke. They're killing the PA twice when she had Aegis, and then smoking and getting them from behind to the mid lane. That was a huge swing going Monkey Business's way. So I think 5JuNGz just need to look at the big picture once again. It's very much like we can't have PA split pushing alone, trying to focus entirely on the late game items. They need the PA with them to be fighting and taking objectives with an Aegis. That was when PA had an Aegis and they weren't really taking objectives.
Yeah.
They were still trying to play too cutesy with the PA pushing one lane, like, oh, let's send PA one lane, they'll think we're behind the PA and find a pick-off elsewhere. They didn't find a pick-off. They went for the blink raw and Ember got away, and then PA's isolated, goes down twice. Like, that was actually, yeah, now that I look back on it, that was definitely the turning point.
For Monkey Business, where the turning point comes their way, looks like we'll finally get back underway here. They didn't really specify what was going on, but it seemed like on the side of Monkey Business, they were having some lag DC issues, and it looks like everyone has returned, and the game will resume. Is this a BKB coming together here from Moon, or is he going to get his own Sange into Silver Edge build-up? Ogre
always
Club,
have to be a BKB, yeah. This is a great BKB game for Radiant side. And the one hero that's likely to get rawed is Shadow Fiend, so anyone else is not really at risk of being rawed. Even if they are, it's still, you need BKB for everything else that's being thrown around in a team fight. Lina has the Egg Scepter though, so there is that damage to go through the BKBs, although slightly nerfed damage on the Laguna Blade. And it looks like the time to Roche is now. Bottom lane though.
JuNGz gets caught out, lift Requiem. No Yule's necessary when you got that little Rubik next to you. They will delete JuNGz from the game. Miracle will pick up a nice extra notch on his hat.
Yeah, he's got Skadi complete now. A good fighting item for like the carry-on-carry battles where you get that attack movement speed slow and just gives you great stats. HP, armor, attack speed, everything an SF wants when fighting a PA head-on.
Now, emphasis on the Roche from both sides. They both know what's up. They both want it. Miracle's first on the scene, looking to Silver Edge in there, but will be going right under a bird, which he will kill.
He goes back soon. I don't think 5JuNGz will want to let this one go without a fight. But it's going to go down fast, even with the nerf Solar Crest.
Matama Man is near. He's coming around the corner, thinking about it. A new bird is up, so they'll get the vision. See that Roche is going down fast. Beastmaster, this is a great war spot, and it could bump him up to the cliff, gods, if he does it from that angle, but it looks like he's not going to do it. He's going to run around the other way, get the roar onto Crit instead. Will take him out, and meanwhile, they're also going to get the grab. Fly's going to be taken care of. Miracle in the pit, though, not going to get the Aegis. Going to be snagged up from Beastmaster, and now Miracle has his back against the wall, and he will go down. Beautifully done from 5JuNGz. It looked like at first they were ignoring the pit and just kind of wanted to go for supports only. They did. They got that, but they still had plenty of time to turn into the pit and handle Miracle.
It was just not showing enough respect towards the vision that 5JuNGz get out of the Hawk. They killed a Hawk before they went to the pit, but the second Hawk that came up gave them complete control of that fight. PA went first for the Dazzle, so made sure there was no Graves to worry about. If you commit to an SF and he gets Grave and then gets like an extra 5 seconds of attacks off, you likely lose the fight. So it was great decision making from 5JuNGz. Matumba Man especially, killing off the Dazzle, then going back for the SF. Takes the cheese, stands on top of the Aegis, so SF couldn't even pick up the Aegis. I don't think SF even made room for it. He maybe picked up his bottle again, and with SF not having buyback, this is one, possibly 2 lanes of Rax, and 5JuNGz have won the fight that they needed to win. Right at the Roche pit, killing an SF with no buyback, this puts them in control to take this game.
Where was Big Daddy during that whole Roche engagement? I think he was back farming a bit, just not there. I'm not saying like him being there could have been the difference maker or not, but... No,
it's a hard game for him. He has to worry about his positioning so much, but if he ever gets caught by a Blink Raw, he's going down, and it doesn't even really feel like they have to save the Raw for the Shadow Fiend. That fight, it was just PA able to go for the S. If the Dazzle's dead, you don't need Raw to fight the SF. The PA alone can cut it.
Miracle goes into...
Whoa, that was aggressive.
Silver Edge here. Wants to get the strike on Matama Man. Fissure to Fly, not going to be on the mark. A new Repel will come out for him. And it looks like they're not going to be able to get their initial lead in. Now 5JuNGz will poke at this tier 2. Big Daddy trying to help out, clearing out this wave as much as possible, but they can feel the pressure. They have the one extra game. It's a full best of 3, but being able to start off with that 1-game lead seems to get you the series the way Nanyang has been progressing so far, all being sweeps. It could be very crucial here to have that just that 1-game boost at the start. This tier 2 is taking a lot of effort here for 5JuNGz. It's slow and steady, but it looks like they finally will be able to bring it down. No window of opportunity here for business to respond just yet. They'll be forced to be in this defensive passive position by waiting in the base. We'll see if 5JuNGz continue to truck on forward. It looks like they will. Nope. Pull back at least from your Beastmaster. Totally in control of this game, though. They get to decide what Monkey Business are going to go, what they're going to do. I'm curious to see what they're going to have to do to respond, though.
Just the one lane is not... It doesn't force like a aggressive desperation play from Monkey Business yet. They will be looking to get SF buyback probably. I think the only reason he'd give up buyback is to buy that MKB, since he can't entirely rely on a Silver Edge, and the BKB for PA is there, not to mention a potential Guardian Angel or Repel from behind. So I think SF definitely wants MKB as his next item, and beyond that, wants to hold on to a buyback when possible. But Monkey Business want to play the high ground defense. That's where they're going to be at their strongest, especially while there's an Aegis and Cheese on the playing field. They're not looking to make any big risky moves that... I mean, maybe they're going to start feeling desperate, but I feel like they've got the items to defend high ground well, prevent another lane of Rax going down. Ember Spirit with Battle Fury and Mjolnir has got a lot of deep push. And 5JuNGz they're not even interested in rushing down another lane to go for another set of racks, because I think they're very much worried about the damage output from a high ground that Monkey Business can dish out.
So we'll see what kind of pace 5JuNGz do want to dictate this game from here on out, already being in a pretty commanding position. 42 minutes in. Oh, the defensive weave going to be dished out from Flies. Let's just do a casual D ward here. We know that they've already been pretty handicapped as far as vision and control. That's just something that naturally 5JuNGz have, but they have to be able to scrap together anything they can get. This is the point where I always like to say there's only so much farm now out there and available for business that, you know, it has to all be delegated to Big Daddy and to Miracle. And so that's a point now where these supports and even Moon might just have to plateau a bit in their potential farm. Unless they're able to take fights and get some kills, they're going to be stuck with where they are in quite a while.
Yeah, I think for most of them it's okay. Dazzle, you've already got Solar Crest. Earthshaker's got a BKB, Diffuse, or Blink. Rubik would like to finish off what looks to be a Lotus Orb, which would be great against the Roar especially. But getting there could be tricky. Right now, short about 1,000 gold, which doesn't sound like a whole lot, but just as you mentioned, the farm is going towards the two big carries. So we'll see if there's any way Rubik can finish off that item. It may just have to come from a fight. The push is headed towards top. Aegis has expired, though, so they're doing this without Aegis, but what they have got now is a Satanic from a Tumberman. Boosts him up to almost 3,000 hit points with a Cheese, Satanic.
And he's got a DD rune. Oh, God. They're looking to move in here. Yeah, big roar up and above as they try to get the finish on the Big Daddy. Meanwhile, Matama flexing off that DD. Gets the quick assassination of Fly. Back up and above. They will get the chase down on the Big Daddy. He's out 70 seconds. No buyback. That could have been the nail in the coffin. Here come 5JuNGz now. Charging down from the north.
That Ember pickoff means the high ground is now exposed, and Ember unfortunately lost all his mana during the Roar to the Necro, but it was just enough. He had the Remnant mana and instantly lost it the second the stun wore off, and as a result, with losing the Dazzle as well. Oh no.
Oh, BKB was triggered. Laguna will fly out from Moon here. He's still able to hold strong. Matama still holding on, has Cheese, and still has Satanic to even work through. He easily slaughters Moon. Looks to go for Miracle next. And Miracle, without anywhere to run or get away, is going to get locked down and annihilated. Will be forced to buy back here in what could be the final hurrah for Monkey Business. But this tier 3 now in serious jeopardy, and this Rax, if not the whole game. We'll have to see what the potential final response could be here for Monkey Business. Crit looking to lead in, force forward, jumps back. Miracle will show himself, but there's just no opportunity for him to be able to get a lot without losing so much. These racks will be going down, and 5JuNGz are on the verge of taking game 1 of this best of 3.
Yeah, great patience from 5JuNGz. It's very much like they're not going to force a five-man high ground push. They're going to wait for those pickoffs. Matama gets a repel, goes in for crit. Oh my goodness, that grave came out just in time.
And now Big Daddy's back. Miracle, though. No buyback for him. He's out. 100 seconds. Big Daddy's going to be the lone hope here for Monkey Business. But it looks like 5JuNGz are already getting so much. They'll head towards the bottom lane to finish this. We'll have to see if there's any sort of response, or Monkey Business are actually already got their heads into game number 2. There's a commitment in from Moon. BKB Pop gets the fissure. Stuns on all 3. Kuro, the lowest of them all, able to force away into a good position. Big Daddy is going to get hit a lot, but has the Grave to help out. Gets the Sleight of Fist off. Moon will be going down. And it looks like that's going to be enough for Monkey Business. 5JuNGz will take game number 1 of this best of 3 series. Very back and forth, I'd have to say. It was 5JuNGz from the start, and then there was hope there for Monkey Business. In the mid-game period, Miracle was looking pretty damn swole, but eventually another Roche fight broke out, and 5JuNGz took the game right back from where they left it.
Yeah, it was such a dominant early game. 5JuNGz pulled ahead by like 10,000 gold at 20